Hey everyone. If you've ever seen a body cam footage video, it's a very surreal experience because you're watching with the hindsight of what the title and thumbnail is. It could be something like senior citizen nearly guns down police officer, and in the video it could be the nicest grandma you've ever seen. When you're in that position, it's impossible to tell what's going to happen or what's going on behind the person's head. There are minor signs, like body language, that could throw up someone's lie, but sometimes the person has a Freudian slip that gave them away, but it's only in the video where the narrator points it out where you actually notice it. And to be fair, I'm not exactly the smartest person, so it does help to have explained right to my face on why what the guy says is a clear sign that he's guilty. And I feel like I've seen enough of these videos to know full well that I would suck as an officer.
In March of 2021, the Dellen, Florida Police Department received a frantic phone call from a man later identified as Colby Allen Parker.
I report an incident here. I just had a Vietnam veteran attack me and I had to defend myself. Okay. And it just got out of control.
The Vietnam veteran he mentioned was his grandfather, Ronald Wells Sr., who Parker claimed grabbed a knife and attacked him.
I don't miss that part. They were smoking weed. Include that.
Second frantic phone call, this time from one of Parker's friends.
Just called my phone and he was, just sounded high out of his mind. I was like, is Pops there? His grandfather that he lives with. And he's like, no. And I said, are you all right? He's like, Pops is done. He tried to attack me and I killed him.
Oh boy.
When police arrived at the scene, they found Ronald.
I know this is out of moment, like out of nowhere, but I love that slang for grandpa, Pops. So good.
They believed him, but only minutes after investigating the scene, Colby would unveil a disturbing secret, then take him all the way to the top of the suspect list.
What?
Oh boy.
What is that?
Those are ears.
Hey!
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. As a police officer, I would shit myself that moment. Because that went from 1 to 100.
Hey, don't do that, buddy. Don't do that.
I didn't seem that, like, mentally unstable before, but yeah, something just clicked in his mind.
This kind of
I say clicked as if it was a good idea, but I don't think so, in hindsight.
Colby down to make sure he doesn't have a weapon, but find none. Instead, Colby's hands being covered in blood, and they decide to photograph them.
What do you got on you?
Turn and place in this car. We're not going to keep playing this game. No. We're going to have some issues.
Hands there.
Get this, grab a hand. Yeah. Let's get this figured out. Do you have anything or not?
No, not weapon-wise.
Surely you would see the blood, like, gushing out from his his pockets and his pants, from the ears. No, maybe there's not that, like, much blood in the ears. Maybe, yeah.
Plug your hands out like this.
So, did they just find his ears in the pockets, so like, what they were like, patting him down? Maybe.
You don't have any other injuries on you? There no injuries at all?
No. Face shots.
Yeah.
Surely there would be someone else there in the house searching for the grandpa, and they would see his ears cut off. Unless they had someone there, but it was like, oh, self-defense, clearly. Duh.
Denies Parker's request to see his gun. The nonchalant nature of the comment is concerning in and of itself, and without a doubt would put any officer on high alert.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thought of Parker actually getting the gun is even more alarming. Obviously, it's unclear what his intentions were when he asked that, but I think we can all assume it was nothing good.
See, that's scary. Some old deputy would be like, of course, son, here, take it. That'd be scary.
Where was the knife at originally?
Do me a favor and just sit back down, bud.
Come on, buddy.
Go ahead. Oh, have a seat.
I want to say he's still high, but by the time the police got there, he was probably a bit sober. Or at least from, you know, the adrenaline of killing his grandpa.
To make matters worse, while the officers begin questioning Parker, he gets up off of the truck for a second time. He tries to play it off as just a stretch, but the officers on the scene aren't buying it. He's breathing heavily, touching his face, fidgeting his arms. These are all signs that his stress and anxiety levels are rising rapidly. It's expected for someone...
I do think body language is bullshit, but yeah, when you have someone this expressive, then I can imagine it would be something anxious.
Colby is acting increasingly suspicious. His actions are leading them to believe he's definitely hiding something from them.
So why was the knife on the front porch?
Oh, don't tell me you had to like throw away the ears. Like, hey, what's over there? And he threw them to a side so they couldn't see it.
Nothing.
No, he's still high.
Yeah, it was over here.
You're good. Just hang out there, bud.
There's definitely nobody else in the house.
There's a dog that's aggressive. Other than that, I don't know where Junior is. I asked, and he didn't know.
The officers talk amongst themselves and begin questioning the whereabouts of Colby's uncle, Junior. Here's what they know at this point. They have a dead man on the front porch, and the last
I always hate that name for an old man, Junior. Of course, they were born with it. They can't do anything, but surely you would just change your name legally to not sound Junior as a 40-year-old.
And he's claiming it was self-defense. But if that was true, why did he ask for the officer's gun? Why did he lunge at them? Little did they know all of their questions were about to be answered.
Boy, I want to see this.
Oh. What?
I've got these.
Yeah. Where's Junior?
Ronnie Jr. right here.
What? Oh my god.
What is that?
She froze in his face. Oh, that guy's just scared. I don't blame him. I'll be scared as well.
Colby reaches inside his pockets and pulls out both his grandfather's severed ears. And at that moment, Parker's behavior started to make sense.
Yeah, he's definitely high. I have no, like, Ronnie is right here. Everyone's here. The gang's here. Why would you take a picture? Just handcuff him. Okay, now you have to be kind of dumb. They're either dumb or they really want to take this calmly, you know.
I'll take these from you. I got it. Let go.
Oh, that's terrifying. I would not get that close unless someone had the gun pointed at him, just in case.
At this point, the officers know they were dealing with someone truly dangerous. So the next moments are extremely vital. They have to proceed with caution. So it may seem strange that they decide to take photos of their newfound evidence before putting him in handcuffs. But it's important to make sure their suspect stays calm. Because if they pull out handcuffs now, there was no telling if Parker would snap and put everyone in danger.
Man, I feel like with handcuffs, just throw him to the back of a car and you're done, you know? I've rarely seen a criminal get out of that, because it's impossible, basically. I can't believe they're acting this calm. Those like 20 red flags they're just insane, and you cannot trust them. What would you even ask him as if he's like mentally stable to give good, honest answers?
Hey!
Okay, there you go, see? Dumping an entire mag into his corpse would have fixed that easily.
Taser!
Okay, can you not show? Fair enough. Could be graphic.
No. Taser!
Get on him! He's trying to get the place.
I hate these part of the body cams when there's so much fighting that it's impossible to see what's going on. If they had the patience to like set up a tripod and put the camera up, that'd be better.
33 traffic light, we're fighting them.
See, it's scary. Like, right now they're maintaining him, but even with 3 men, I feel like there's a chance, like a 10% chance that you'd get out of it and run away.
Colby puts up a fight, even trying to pull the gun off of one of the cops.
Yeah, see,
But Colby was no match for 3 officers and a taser.
I'm surprised he didn't have the knife with him in his pocket. Or they probably pulled it out of him. No, because if they patted him down earlier, they would have found the ears first. Yeah.
Hold him on. Taser. No.
no, he's good.
Come on, Zach. Come on, the other hand. I got the other hand. He's trying to get up. Get him down. Pull his leg down. Easy. Get the other hand. And get it back to him. I have it. Stop.
It didn't take them long to pull him down to the ground, cuff him, and cart him off in the police cruiser. Eventually, Parker was charged with second-degree murder, 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer, and resisting arrest with violence.
Oh, God.
Colby Parker's evidence pointed straight to an easy arrest. But what happens when the only evidence police find is a lifeless body upstairs?
Oh. Okay, I think he messed up the subtitle. It said, oh, f***. I think he meant to say, oh, f***. But either way, God, that's terrifying. I mean, I feel like most officers, if they want to get him calm, they would just arrest him the second he put out 2 ears. I'm guessing the tactic was that to prevent from him going like insane, because he clearly was, they would just want to slowly like boil the frog without like agitating him and just putting like handcuffs on him. But even then, I feel like with the ears, him pulling out the ears, the path of him going down calmly was just shut down immediately. Like there's no other way apart from him just like getting violent, trying to like take one of the guy's guns, which if he did, I would now be surprised if it ended up with him like shooting the 3 guys and running away. It's scary how close the chance of that happening was. I don't know.
My family, and I didn't have a key to come in the house, and I see that my husband's cars are here. I was knocking on the door trying to get in.
Okay, so you think your husband's in the house?
I'm assuming that he is, because we have 3 cars, all 3 cars in here.
I've been texting him and calling him for the last couple of days and nothing.
Jane Warren arrived home from vacation after being unable to reach her husband, 59-year-old Richard Warren, for several days.
She came home from vacation and can't get in. Her husband's on the door. There's some kind of person back window.
Okay.
It's bizarre. The only thing I can imagine is being a squatter that killed the husband.
They're in the house, she said.
Despite Richard's car being in the driveway, he wasn't answering the door, and without keys, police were left with no choice. There were clear signs of a brutal forced entry, but the crime they would soon uncover and the reasons behind it would prove as senseless.
Oh, that's terrifying. Especially after coming home from a vacation when you had a good time. God.
I'm just gonna force that open and go take a look, okay? All right. Let's do it.
Wait, so where was the forceful entry? Was it right here or at the front door?
Right. He's upstairs. Obvious measure.
Oh God.
Place. We're still trying to figure out what's going on. So we're.
Oh, so it was a robbery. Fair enough. Yeah.
Another set of officers moved to the back of the house, out of view of neighbors and family. The officers who entered through the garage emerged to report the grisly findings. If anyone on scene had suspected the man of taking his own life, the discovery of multiple shell casings immediately refuted the theory. This was a murder scene.
I don't want to joke about it, but like if there were multiple casings, that'd be like the KGB, be like it was a suicide, but they found like 5 bullets all to the back of his head.
You can only imagine that by this point, Jane would have no choice but to have been thinking the worst of the situation. And her reaction to the devastating news only supported.
It's even worse when you consider like maybe she knows people that were like against her husband that could have definitely been violent enough to do this.
At the scene for the high-powered rifle, a .223 caliber rifle, Dr. Warren was shot multiple times.
Richard had been shot multiple times with a high-powered rifle, including in the head. It was a vicious crime that demonstrated an extreme amount of anger by the perpetrator. And when Jane is brought in for questioning, 2 potential suspects emerge, both as unlikely as the murder itself. 31-year-old Michael Warren and 29-year-old Mark Warren, Richard's 2 adult sons.
Man, they look chill as fuck. Why would you blame them?
How would you characterize your marriage between you and Richard?
It's
Good?
It's nice. He had problems with his son.
I knew it was his sons. Apparently. They look like bastards, to be honest. I don't want to immediately pin them as the criminals, but I don't know.
Chop up their own father.
For years prior,
they cut them up.
A house their father had bought them.
Either
but when Richard decided it was time, he cut them off financially, and they would be forced to fend for themselves. They instead chose to enact a deadly plan.
I shouldn't laugh at that because it is still someone dying, but it's always with money that makes these kind of people get so violent. It wasn't even like they asked him one time. It's like he gave them enough money and he cut them off. Like he was that patient.
The brothers began shooting at them from inside the home. SWAT arrived at the scene and a 12-hour standoff ensued. When the officers eventually breached the door, they discovered Mark and Michael both dead from self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Unfortunately, both of these cases are
I don't want to say that's good, but thankfully it wasn't a violent standoff, you know, just nice and quick.
When officers catch the criminal red-handed right before tragedy. Click here to find out.
He put the video at the worst time because it blocked the guy pulling out the gun. God, but that's still scary, gee. I feel so bad for that woman because, I don't know, I feel like she would have known earlier because of the, like maybe calling him, like, you know, whenever she had free time. But it's one of those things where like, you don't assume the worst until you're there at the house and you're like, okay, he's not opening the door for me. Is he not there? But he clearly is because he has the car parked to the front. So is there something wrong? And just from there it gets worse and worse. She probably knew at the very beginning that something was off when she called the police. I feel like most people would try to open the door of the garage and then slowly walk in. That's still better because she didn't have to see the side of her husband killed. It was way more depressing that she knew that her husband was killed and she just called the police right away. It was maybe her or the neighbor because they were there as well. But that's just depressing. Like normally I try to finish off the video like this, being like, okay, well at least they didn't, you know, do X or Y. But that's like such a horrible ending that it can't get any happier. Sorry folks. I guess all I can say is like, don't give money to your two fat autistic sons, you know, because if you stop at any point in time, they will get violent. My God.